Tech Red Raiders, Jones AT&T Stadium in Lubbock, Texas. As we see a squad from the Big 12, the Utah Utes, taking on the winners of 4 straight, the Texas Tech Red Raiders. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. The Utes will get us underway with the opening kickoff. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. So Texas Tech's offense takes the field to start this game off. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, Dave.
Yeah, it was a great week, and watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick, the ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will, a really nice day, and I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game, maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took the field.
Sends it back in motion. Wants to throw on first down. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
You want to make a guy that's elite, that's one of the best in the business, start to become more and more human. Keep getting hits on him. Nice job by the defense, getting in his face, being physical. Make him feel your presence. Don't let him get comfortable back there in that pocket.
He wants to change this route. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. And they can't hook up, going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls against this receiver and his speed. He's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
On third and long, try to convert through the air. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with the first down.
And you see tight end matchups all over the field all the time. Now, it used to just be in the red zone. Now, you just find the big fella, you put him in the slot, try to give him the ball as much as possible because you know he can make big plays.
Motion from the back. Just keeps slinging it. Shoots it to the left. And it falls incomplete, and the offense is lucky to have it. Defender right there almost had it in his grasp.
This defense knew coming in the offense was going to try to test them. They were going to try to take some shots vertically down the field. Defense was ready for that one.
What will they dial up on second, and a long way to go? Looking for space. It's Duggan.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take advantage.
Gets the back moving. Quarterback making adjustments. On third down, he drops to throw. Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
What a start by this defense. That is exactly...
They bring the punter onto the field now. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. Punt will bounce out of bounds, and they're going to spot it at the 25. Texas Tech has it back, and the Red Raider offense on its way to the field. They turned it over with an interception on their first drive of the game. We're still looking for our initial points of the game. Looking to throw on first down. Firing to the right, complete.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
And the Red Raiders with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Power football with the run. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43. Right back to the well. Turning it on. Huge play there into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 46.
Well, right away after picking up the first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back. And I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on first down. You're starting like that. Now what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play pass and run. This offense, and they can create that run physicality. Now it opens up everything else.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. They'll switch it up here and look to throw. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete.
And I think on that last play, that's an example of the quarterback trying to predetermine who he wants to throw to, and instead of letting the defense dictate who gets the ball. Man coverage, that guy was not open that time out on the perimeter of the field. Still, he gave him a chance, but that thing had incompletion written all over it from the moment the ball left his hand.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. This time it's complete. Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the first down at the 34-yard line. The Red Raiders come to the line with a new set of downs. To the air on first down. Gets it to him on the screen.
Love the execution there on the screen. The running back shows pass protect, pass protect. Last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him. Now he can turn upfield for a big gainer.
And the Red Raiders with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. It's complete on the right side. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. You know, sometimes even a short game like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
It's hard to stop great runners. It really is. That's why you run the football consistently. You got a big offensive line, a big physical unit. You run the football like this, man, it will take a toll later. But you got to tackle this guy over and over again who has this ability to make people miss and make big.
A shot toward the end zone. And that ball was in harm's way, and he is lucky to get that one back.
You just wonder if the quarterback's trying to get it all back after throwing the pick the last time out. This time, that was not a good read. The defender was all over that throw. He should have intercepted that, but thanks to the drop, the offense stays on the field. This quarterback has got to take a breath, and he's got to settle himself down.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires into the end zone. And he can't find his man as he was trying to pay off this red zone opportunity. And they decide to trot out the kicker. Right down the boulevard. It's good. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0. So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff. Everybody. The Red Raiders will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. The snap sets up to throw. Going for 6. Touchdown, Red Raiders! Fit it in the window for the score.
That is exactly what most offenses will do. Big momentum play. My defense creates a turnover. I'm being aggressive. I'm going for the big score, the big play down the field. They get rewarded. They get the big passing touchdown.
PAT unit on the field. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. That's exactly. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Texas Tech ready to send the offense back onto the field. These teams putting up some early points, and now they have it back up 10-7. The give to the tailback. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. They'll mark it at the 30.
Man, who says you can't run up the middle anymore, right? Everybody thinks, I got to make big plays. I got to go way out to the left, way out to the right, way out in space. Nope, right down the middle. Nice blocking. How about the running back? You could tell the speed, the wheels, does a great job getting down the field, making a huge rushing play.
They stop him just a link or 2 short of the 1st, and man, what they can do on 2nd down here. And the Red Raiders come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Hauls it in. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Hey, man, if you're going to make plays like that on slant throws, you got to be able to make catches in traffic. Good, strong hands by the wide out there on the slant.
It'll be a 1st down from the 49-yard line. Wants to go up top on 1st down. It's on target and complete. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33.
Get the big-time receiver involved early in the game. That's a huge key for this offense, no matter who they're playing against. But you can see, with his size, with his ability after the catch, this guy is a weapon, and he's putting this defense on alert early.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Just missed his man, gave him just a little too much.
Can't rest on your laurels as a quarterback. We know how much success he had last game when he completed over 70% of his throws. This game, though, he's just a little bit off. At times he looks like he's pressing. He hasn't been overly accurate, and that's the reason why he's completing somewhere around 50% of his passes.
Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Wants to throw again. Fires to the right. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return.
And if you're the quarterback, you might want to stop throwing that guy's way. I mean, you knew coming into this game, David, he's one of the best corners.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Texas Tech has it back, and the Red Raider offense on its way to the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did on the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Wants to adjust the pattern. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. Gets it out quickly. He'll step out of bounds at the 23-yard line after a productive play for this offense. The Red Raiders in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Back to pass. It's complete to the right. Moves up to the 34-yard line, give him a 10-yard pickup.
And offensively, I love running these track routes. I mean, these are the routes that, whether it's zone, whether it's man, they're so successful. It's just about seeing what the defense is doing and getting it to them in open space. Nice job. The wide receiver has some space after the catch, able to go make extra yards. Nice pitch and catch.
Looking downfield on first down. Finds a man on the left. Gets away from one. Finds some space. A giant chunk of yardage picked up there, and they're down to the 24.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field, and they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
The sure hands, it's Duggan. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And a great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays and being dynamic. So usually one guy not going to get him to the ground. You want many guys swarming to the football, try to get that elusive guy on the ground.
Facing 3rd and long from the 21 and hoping not to settle for a field goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Zings it complete to the right. That'll be enough to give them a 1st and goal from the 10.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is. You saw it right there on that play.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Out of the gun to give to the back. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. And he's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Red Raiders! And these guys just score from anywhere out there? After that drive, it sure looks that way.
And that's what separates really good offenses from great offenses. When you're backed up in a bad position and you can...
Utah has it back on the offense coming onto the field. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like two heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you got to find somebody that can make a play to create some. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them feel discomfort in some way, shape, or form.
Unloads to the wideout. It's caught downfield. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down. Throws to the wideout. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. Texas Tech ready to send the offense back onto the field. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, Dave. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
Looking to throw on first down. Floating away. Complete to the right. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line to pick up the first down.
This is good news for the offense here because they've got their Heisman caliber receiver in a bit of a groove. Back-to-back catches. The defense has no answer for him. I would keep force-feeding him the football because he's catching fire right now.
To the air on first down. Unleashes one. It's complete. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's first and goal from the 7.
You can just see the command this guy has of the offense. He's been picking this defense apart, matriculating the ball down the field. He's now got him in the red zone, close to the goal line. I wouldn't be surprised if they just keep letting him throw it.
And the Red Raiders will try to punch it in on first and goal. He wants to throw it again. He just throws it away, and I think the flag's going to be coming, and there it is.
Intentional grounding offense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Defense trying to come up with a stop on second and goal. Looking to fire. He's got it and still on his feet. Touchdown, Red Raiders! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big body frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. The Red Raiders have it with a 1st and 10.
414 satellite. 414 satellite. Here we go. Here we go.
They'll run it from the gun. Ball is loose. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
As a defender, you dream about those big hits. You work.
That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
That's the end of the first half. With the score, Texas Tech 24, Utah 14.
Backed up at the 16-yard line, it's 1st and 10.
Charcoal.
Wants to go up top on 1st down. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line. And the Red Raiders want to move quickly.
Well, what a great job by the defense and phenomenal effort chasing down the quarterback, getting that sack for a huge loss, and now they're licking their chops, lining up in tempo. They're ready to do it again.
Wants to go up top. He's going to go down, and he's in his own end zone. It's going to be a safety. The punt team makes its way onto the field. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He'll try to field the punt and see if he can give his offense better field position. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. Texas Tech has it back, and the Red Raider offense on its way to the field. And the last time they had the ball, they wound up giving up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood the last time they had the ball. So they got to do something here offensively to get into a rhythm, running and throwing the football. Try to find...
He'll off one deep down the left side. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Red Raiders! How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5?
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
On to attempt the try. And with the extra point, they move on top by 15. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, it is now a final in the Big Ten, and a game I think a lot of folks...
And here comes the punt team. This will be the 5th kick of the night. He'll get away another punt. He's been really active today, and no doubt he's going to earn his varsity letter. Cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. Texas Tech ready to send the offense back onto the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
This receiver is such a weapon. He has so much speed, and he can generate explosive plays for your offense, not just running go routes and post routes, but how about throwing him the drag, letting him catch it, and use his speed to turn it upfield.
Looking to throw on first down. Dances away. Trying to make magic on the scramble. He's into plus territory, knocked out of bounds after the nice game, marked it at the 47.
Well, he's showing you all the tools in the toolbox now. We saw earlier in the game his ability throwing the football, and now you're getting to see it with him running too. This guy is the definition of a dual threat quarterback, and right now, this defense has no answer for him.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Well, this defense obviously knows they have to be able to stop the run now in the second half if they're going to win this game. And you wonder if they were able to make some tweaks and some adjustments at halftime, maybe getting some more bodies close to the line of scrimmage to give themselves a chance to come back in this game.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Back to pass. The short hands, it's Duggan. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide, and a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
Trying to pick up the first out of the backfield.
You know, that's one as a quarterback. You've thrown the completion, and you're like, dude, can you just turn around and make one guy miss and go get the first? Or can you just stretch out and get the first down? You need your guys to have a little bit more awareness where they are in the field on that play. And even though they got the completion, it's not enough to pick up the first. And now you're staring fourth down right in the face.
Tries to get it on the ground. Powers through the defender. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. The Red Raiders have it with a 1st and 10.
Base, 27, jump.
From the red zone, looking for a receiver. There he goes. He goes out of bounds after a solid gain on the play.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy, because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. But I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want it to be physical.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. It's incomplete. He was shooting for the end zone right there.
And I'm not surprised they're letting him throw the football down here near the end zone. Like, that dude's been really, really good. And you can trust him. They trust him in this offense. Great job by this defense playing the pass, breaking on the football, and making sure he doesn't get another touchdown.
From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on third down. Makes the grab. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it first and goal.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
They've got it down to the 3. Now it's second and goal. Trying to pound it in. And he'll be stopped for no gain, still sitting at the 3-yard line.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line. Goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go.
Touchdown, Red Raider! They wanted to finish, and that they did on that possession. Like a Thanksgiving turkey. Texas Tech has it back, and the Red Raider offense on its way to the field. They had this thing in a hammerlock at halftime, and now they are really ratcheting up the pressure, David.
And I tell you what, this offense doesn't have to change a thing, Paul. They've done what they wanted in the first half and starting off the second half in the same fashion.
And I like how they're letting different guys get involved, too. They've got so many different playmakers all over the field.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Fires to the wideout. And he just overshot his man and threw it out of bounds, incomplete.
You know, it's a good decision by the QB because his intended target wasn't open, so throw it out of bounds, and you can live to play another day here on this drive.
Might be changing the route. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. He caught it. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, and they've got it 1st and goal.
Well, it really just feels like they are trying to make a statement to everybody in college football. They've got a lead, they've got it late, and they are still putting it on this defense. They are still letting it fly. They're airing it out, trying to light up this scoreboard.
And the Red Raiders are threatening on 1st and goal.
Direction. Here we go.
From the gun, he'll try to throw. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Red Raiders. That'll give him a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5.
Points. More points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
Battered at the line and incomplete, and that's a great way to play pass defense if you can get the pressure. Texas Tech ready to send the offense back onto the field. There have been few obstacles for this offense as they are starting to pull away here in the second half, Jesse.
And this has been a dream game for this play caller too, right? It's like anything that he's calling is working flawlessly, Dave.
Yeah, it's fun to be the offensive coordinator, but not the defensive coordinator. They have had no answers. It's been an absolutely miserable day trying to solve the riddle of this offense.
Out of the gun, looking to throw. Deep shot for the end zone. He had it in the end zone, but just couldn't get a foot down to stay in bounds.
No big surprise there, right? You're throwing to a guy that already has 3 touchdown catches in the game, so take another shot. Every time he has looked his way, good things have happened, and that's one of the very few times in this game so far where they have not been able to hook up.
Offense gets set for second down. Looking to fire. Finds his tight end. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And you got to love the versatility of the big fella. You can put him in the box and let him block big defensive linemen, or you put him in the slot and you throw him the football and have success.
A third down try for the offense.
Here we go.
Quarterback may change this route. On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down.
And that's why a lot of kids want to play for this coach, because they know that when they get into games, even if it's late, coach is going to let them go play ball and go have fun. Take shots and try to come up with big.
And they'll send the field goal team back out for the second time tonight. From 55 yards out, and he's got it. Never a doubt. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Louisiana Monroe is dominating this one, thanks to an offense that's done whatever it's wanted since the opening kickoff. They're up 14 over Old Dominion. Sunbelt.
Texas Tech has it back, and the Red Raider offense on its way to the field. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal.
And listen, important is a relative term. We need to make longer passes and get better gains so we don't have to kick long field goals, Palmer, again on offense.
And they've got the weapons to do that, David. They just got to be able to dial those plays up. Guys have to be able to make them one-on-one to make life easier on this kicker, who is so important to this team.
Just gets rid of the football, nobody to throw it to. It'll be second down.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there. I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
Now he's going to glide away from pressure. Got his man all by himself. Touchdown, Red Raider. Oh, that may be in, and then stroll into the end zone for the score. They build this fourth quarter lead, and they are just minutes away from going 5-0.
Pure domination all game long for this offense. Whether they've been running the football, whether they've been throwing the football, critical down and distances, situationally all up and down the field. This defense has had no answer for these guys. What an impressive performance by the O.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Texas Tech ready to send the offense back onto the field. Running back searching for a hole. Stopped at the 25 after a 5-yard gain.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
They'll go right back to him. Knocked down at the 31 after a gain of 5.
I'll tell you, this running back, he is running behind an offensive line that is playing in unison right now, doing a great job communicating pre-snap. They're getting hats on hats in the run game.
Looking downfield on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Donald. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
You know, I know it seems like an easy pitch and catch, but for the tight end there, that route potentially changes if it's man coverage. So good job by him knowing it's zone. I'm just going to sit down. This is basically like a check down, right? Let's just take the easy pitch and catch and keep this drive going.
And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming. We'll see if they go back to the air after the incompletion. It's 3rd and 5. Takes it from the gun on 3rd down. Makes the grab inside the 30. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Red Raider. Things a little more comfortable after that score and much, much closer to a win here in Week 5.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me or I should get concerned, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day. And apparently, their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
Texas Tech has it back, and the Red Raider offense on its way to the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. And they've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take...
Breaks into the open. And they explode on that one, and they've got it down to the 22. Really good job working through his progression. You get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a little.
And a really good job by the QB throwing an accurate throw. I got to hit those guys on the move, on the run, so they can do this. They can catch the football, get upfield, and chew up some extra yards.
Wants to throw on first down. It's complete to the left. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Well, it's important in this game, this offense gets the running back involved out on the perimeter in space where he can do some damage. That time they got it to him throwing the football. He picked up a couple of yards, but it gives the defense something to think about.
The Red Raiders have pushed it inside the 20.
Trick 9B.
They'll go to the ground. Got enough space. Touchdown, Red Raider. And they take it in for 6 more points. Texas Tech ready to send the offense back onto the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Making side adjustments here. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Catch in the middle, it's Moncrief. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
They'll try to pick it up on the ground. And they'll pick up the 1st down and mark it at the 47.
And this offense does it again on 3rd down. They have been so elite on 3rd down all game long. That's the money down. All the coaches talk about it every single time we meet with them. They've been brilliant at it. They've built the lead, and they've got a good chance to finish this one out if they keep that up.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long.
Come on, set.
They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. Got the 1st down and more. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. And the Red Raiders pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Steps away. Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be 2nd down.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but let's live in this moment and try to be great right here to end the game. And there's nothing more frustrating than when you get late in the game and you know they're running the football and you don't stop them. It's been that kind of day for this defense. They haven't played well. They're going to have to go to the well. They're going to have to figure some things out. Practice this week, I can promise you, will not be a lot of fun with these coaches.
That'll be enough for the first down as they mark it down at the 31-yard line. The Red Raiders kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. Give to the running back. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
The toss sweep to the right. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
They'll snap it for the 10th time on this drive, but they need a chunk on 3rd and long. They'll send the back in motion. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. He makes a grab. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it 1st and goal.
You know, I love offensive coordinators that want to stay aggressive. They've come up with big plays all game long. It's a big reason why they have this lead right now, and they're not backing off here in the 4th quarter. They're letting their guys go play. The entire playbook is open to them, and they're taking shots.
With the run on 1st and goal. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
And they just keep piling on the points. We've seen in big moments in this game, they have been able to step up and deliver, particularly on offense. Very impressive performance.
This is what an elite team does. They know they're better. They go out. They take the figurative sledgehammer and hit them right between the eyes.
And they just look good in every phase of the game. If I'm on the coaching staff, I don't know what you could ask for your guys to do better. I think the challenge now for this team is going out next week and trying to play with the same type of intensity and the same level of execution.
Well, Jesse, it's easy to look good on the field when you look that good in your unit. Like when you look that good coming off the bus. Those dudes are good. This is a great team, and they proved it. Just domination from start to finish.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football. It's now time to select your team. Would you prefer time to figure out where on the... Now for the fun part. Congratulations. It's time to sign your first coaching contract. Now pay attention to the expectation.